One of our clients generated $30,000 in pipeline, no ads, no production crew, no viral moment, one YouTube video. And before you say, yeah, but my niche is different, hear me out, because this wasn't luck, it wasn't a fluke, it was a system. And I'm going to be breaking down the exact system today, step by step, no gatekeeping. Look, if you've been trying to use YouTube for B2B lead gen, you've probably heard this playbook before. Just give value, build trust, then clients will come. Focus on retention, let the algorithm do the work. Don't sell, nurture, educate, build relationship, document your journey, and watch how clients roll in. And here's the thing, on paper that sounds reasonable, but in practice is why your pipeline is dry. Because here's the reality, an average funnel for B2B market converts at 1% to 5%, strong funnel convert at 5% to 10%, and top performing convert maybe around 10 to 20% on a good day. So even if people are watching your videos, most of them aren't buying. And the worst of all, with AI in the picture, now audience don't need your content to learn anymore. So if your entire strategy is teach, give value, hope they will convert, you're not building a pipeline. You're running a free educational platform. And worse, you're commoditizing yourself. Now, to your high ticket client or to your main client, you're interchangeable. And that's not a content problem. That's a positioning and system problem. That's exactly what I'm fixing today. Now, here's the shift that changes everything. YouTube is not a content channel. It's a conversion system. The same video that brings in traffic should be moving people towards the buying decision. And once you start treating it that way, not as a place to post, but as a structured acquisition funnel, the whole game changes. So without further ado, let's dive into the main thing that we have right now. Now, step one, market intelligence. Before you ever try to script a single video, a YouTube video, before you touch a thumbnail, before you even think of trying to come up with the YouTube funnel that can actually generate results for you, you need to understand your market properly. Not just your ICP avatar, not basic buyer persona. I mean real market intelligence. And this market intelligence needs to revolve around your viewer and your competition. Now, for the viewer side, we dig deep into three layers: psychographics, decision mechanics, and behavioral patterns. Now, for psychography, this can be what do they actually believe? What are they skeptical of? What are they tired of hearing from different YouTubers or different from your competition? And decision mechanism, this can be what content keeps them engaged, what makes them bounce, what proof format actually move them from becoming a viewer to becoming a paying client. And the behavioral patterns, this can be what does a viewer need to see to take action, what objection are killing deals before the call even happens. So with this information, you can be able to know exactly how to script your videos, how to deliver package your videos, and not only that, the right funnel that can guide that viewer from the point of discovering your channel to becoming a paying client. And also, one more point, you can use it to discover the video ideas that you can use to attract those viewers into your ecosystem as well. Now, you can go deeper by describing your type of video to AI and asking it to run research to figure out specific questions that needs to be answered within these categories. So you can extract strong data points you can leverage to generate YouTube's content strategy that turns the viewer into paying client. Like I said earlier, this intelligence is going to help you to know how to script your videos, how to frame your messaging, how to structure your thumbnails so that they can actually convert, and how to edit and package your videos so they perform well. Now, sometimes we do manual research ourselves and pull these data points from YouTube comment, LinkedIn threads, AI deep research, sales calls, recording forums, and direct DM. We also have some automations that actually help us as well to script in the YouTube comment section as well, so we can be able to use that as insight to help us to create something that can actually get the viewer to become a paying client. Now, on the competitive side, we have like anything automation that scripts YouTube channel within a niche. From there, we extract their titles, thumbnails, and funnels and format. Then we identify the repeating patterns across the dozens of competitions, so we can use those data points to create a unique angle that can help us stand out completely. We don't just stop at patterns, we also look at the competitive edge or differentiators of each competitor, what angles they are using to stand out, their title iteration of pattern, the thumbnail style behind their YouTube channel, and so on and so forth. We're looking deep, right? So we can gather as much information as possible. We also look at what is missing in their content strategy. What are the viewers complaining about their content? What are they getting praise of? What are the things they're doing to get the viewer to retain or to become a paying client? And not only that, where are the gaps missing in the market that nobody is talking about, so that we can be able to fill in that gap and stand out completely. Now, for niches that have less competition or big content, we scale adjacent niches that already have strong competition and strong content strategy. So we can leverage the data points we gather from those adjacent niches and adapt them into the niches that need to be competition or content. That way we can stand out completely. Now, all these insights are then fed into AI so we can generate video scripts, video ideas, script framework, thumbnail concepts, and so on, even the funnel as well. The next thing is positioning. Now, this is very, very important because at this point, you already have the data, you understand your viewers, you already understand the competitors. The question is now, how do you use that to stand out? Position is very simple. I mean, you take the data points you gather from your market intelligence and you layer in your unique edge on top of it. Not just copying what works, not just repeating patterns, but combining proven patterns with something that is uniquely yours to create something that makes you stand out and stand out completely from your competitors. Now, your unique edge can be a specific case study or result no one else can replicate, a proprietary process or system, a contrarian POV backed by real data, the way you think about the problem differently than everyone else, the proof that speak directly to your buyer specific context, your story, your experience, pretty much anything that can differentiate you from your competitors or the market entirely. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They see what is working for someone else. They copy their format, their pacing, their structure, their energy, and even their unique edge word for word. And yeah, it feels strategic because you're more than improving content, but what actually happens is this: you're throwing yourself into a commoditized race, thereby making it extremely difficult to stand out and putting you in a position where you're competing with thousands of people with similar everything. So in order for you to stand out completely, you need to find a way to differentiate yourself so that you can build an authority separately from everyone else and have the huge piece of the pie. Now, a quick example is when Imam Ghazi blew up. The time that Imam Ghazi blew up, everybody wanted to copy him, everyone wanted to sound like him, everyone wanted to steal his cadence. Now, at some point it worked, but the thing is this: people started noticing this pattern and people started grouping people who were copying Imam as Imam wannabes. So by doing this, you get completely knocked off and you're no longer seen as authority on value, right? You're just seen as someone that is trying to replicate what Imam Ghazi has already done. So the best way is to not steal or copy the competitors word for word, but to actually use their competitor as a means to create something that is different and unique from everyone else. So the framework is pattern plus unique edge. It's simple. Now, step 3 is funnel. This is where it all comes together because knowing your market and having sharp positioning is a table stake. The question is, how does your content actually move someone from discovery to a signed contract? And the answer is structure of funnel. And when it comes to acquisition through YouTube, look at content in 3 different ways. Content designed to generate traffic, not just traffic, but our ideal client in maximum volume. Content designed to generate interested leads from that traffic, and content designed to convert those interested leads to paying clients. And then we categorize them into 3 stages: the top of the funnel content, the middle of the funnel content, and the bottom of the funnel content. Now, for the bottom of the funnel content, right, the goal here is very simple: attract our ideal clients at volume, right? Not just random views, not vanity metrics, the right people in max volume, right? And the way we do this is very simple. We research and identify the right content format that can pull in our ideal client in max volume into our ecosystem. We just don't focus on trying to make content that will bring in broader audience or filter entire categories or people who are unqualified for our offer, right? So this content can be a case study breakdown, this can be a process walkthrough or actionable how-to type of videos. So we test each variation until we find the winner that attracts qualified traffic, and then we iterate the whole process till we get audience fatigue. Then once we get audience fatigue, we repeat the whole process to figure out the right content that can bring in our ICP max building so we can cross-pollinate it across middle of the funnel and bottom of the funnel. Now, all these are going to be exceptions if you're targeting broader audience, right? But in the case where you're targeting a subset of people, it's important to make research, figure out the right content that attracts these people in max volume. Now, what most people do is this: they try to copy everything that is working in another niche because people are shouting that it gets views, instead of checking properly whether that content, when adapted properly to their niche, can attract their ICP max volume, right? Remember, not all content can be cloned, right? Not all strategy can be cloned, not all format can be cloned. Now, a big example is when we had a client running a funnel and asked, he just reached out to us, right? He wanted to leverage YouTube to generate results. What we did for him, we made a couple of research and we noticed that his competitors were getting traction by breaking down other people's high converting funnels, and all these videos we are pulling in exactly the buyers that he wanted. People actively trying to improve their acquisition system. So instead, what we did was this: we asked him to lean into the format and add his unique edge, right? So the unique edge was very simple. We asked him to not only break down the funnel but show what was broken in the funnel, what is missing, and how he will actually fix. So while doing that, he not only got views, but attracted his ideal clients in marketing that yielded maximum result in general. The next is the end of the funnel. This is where we convert the traffic we're already getting from the top of the funnel into interested leads. Now, the way we do this is very simple. We research, we follow the same process at the top of the funnel. We research to find out what content converts traffic into leads and test the different comparison of those contents. And whichever is a winner, we iterate it across the funnel, across the channel, or across our client's channel until we get audience fatigue. Once we get audience fatigue, we make research to figure out the right content we can leverage as middle of funnel to generate the same result. Now, this content can be DSL style video, deep dive system breakdown, free courses style walkthrough, live process demonstration. So until we find the one that consistently generates leads, we don't give up. So we keep testing and testing till we find a winner. Now, what we do that most people don't do is this: we plug in our winner into the top of the funnel so that we can be able to squeeze out more traffic. And by doing this creates a flywheel effect to get the algorithm to push that middle of the funnel content that is proven to be to more audience to squeeze out interested leads for our offer. Now, by the end of this stage, your viewer should know exactly what you do, understand how you deliver results, and be pretty soon on working with you before they even book a call. Now, the bottom of the business is very simple. At this stage, this is where the sales are made. This is where the buyers are aware, interested, and also evaluating. So the job is very simple to remove doubt and also make the buying decision easier. So we test contents like client case study, live walkthroughs, result breakdowns, and also here's exactly how we did this type of video. Pretty much anything that answers the unspoken question every B2B buyer has. Does it actually work for businesses like mine? Can I trust this person to actually help me solve my problem? And so on and so on. So when we find the piece that consistently convert leads into clients, we iterate it, scale it, and treat it like a closer or a sales team, because that's what it is. As I've said this earlier, in case of audience fatigue, it's at any stage we repeat the same process to find a new content format that can continue generating results. Now, distribution. Most people, what they do is upload a video and wait. We don't. We treat every video as a sales asset and we deploy it across every touchpoint in the revenue process. Call out, sequence, follow-up emails, ads, speak, call, nurture, on the call itself, even post-call followers, and even SMS as well. So we make sure that our YouTube contents are cross-pollinated across all these sales assets so we can yield maximum result. Anywhere there is a conversation happening with the potential clients, that's where the content goes. Now, here's why this thing works. Instead of you manually explaining your process to every prospect, the video does it for you. So by the time someone gets on a discovery, they've already watched how you think, seen your system in action, and build conviction before you see it work. And that's how our clients generated $30,000 from one video. Basically, he was getting inbound traffic from Twitter. So instead of pitching in DMs, he sent those traffic to a particular YouTube video to create that flywheel effect as well. And in that video, he broke down his full system, broke down a live demo of his system and walked through process and so on. And at the time people came back to respond, and they were already sold, and with that he closed deals in max and collected signed contract. Now, the step by five, this is where we track everything. We not only track views or what time, we track revenue correlated metrics from the top of the funnel down to the bottom of the funnel. So for the top of the funnel, we track which videos actually are pulling in views. The most important, what type of audience are they bringing in? Is it our ideal clients or is it unqualified traffic that will never buy? Because views alone don't mean anything if the wrong people are filtered into our content ecosystem. So once we identify the videos that are bringing in the right ICP, we iterate them, double down, and scale them. And anything bringing in the wrong audience, we cut it off. Now, then the same thing applies to the middle of the funnel. We track the content that's actually converting traffic into leads. Whichever strategy that is working, whichever format that is consistently generating leads, once we find it, we iterate it. The same thing for the bottom of the funnel. We track the one that is leading, converting leads to clients or sales. Whichever one that is working, whichever one that is not working, we cut them down completely. Because the thing is it's pointless having like videos getting 82,000 views, 100,000 views, and bringing in zero revenue, right? So far, this is a full system. If you want to hire my team to implement this same system for your business, there's a calendar link below. Booking one on one call. Like, let's strategize. We have a done for you offer. I done with your offer. For the done for you offer, we handle everything. If it's ranging from your ideation, market research, your packaging of your videos, your thumbnail designs, your video editing, and so on and so forth. Now, for the done with you process, we're going to work hand in hand with you. We provide some certain materials and work hand in hand with you to build out this system for you. So once again, there's a calendar link below. Booking one on call, and let's strategize. Now, you've seen the full system. market intelligence, positioning, funnel architecture, distribution, and tracking. So with this, you're turning your YouTube channel into a client acquisition machine, a structured engine that can actually pull in client and autopilot. So if you've gotten something real, drop system in the comment section because I really want to know who is paying attention. Peace.